Good morning. In our last video, we talked about the roof over the deck, rafters, and completion, and we got that done. That was our goal. We got it done. We've been moving on this week. The weather's been great here in NEO, northeastern Oklahoma, and we got the sub-fascia on. That's what this video is about today, the sub-fascia, which is pretty simple, but in the video, you'll see that we incorporate the laser level. We really don't go into depth about the laser level. It's pretty common sense to use one. A lot of people are intimidated by them, but there's so much that you can do with a laser level. We've used a laser level this whole job, and that's why that everything stays level, everything fits together nicely. It makes everything just level, plumb, and square, a carpenter's term. And that gets back to being a carpenter in today's society, 2025. I get a lot of questions from viewers and young people, especially, asking me if it's worth it to be a carpenter today. And I would say absolutely. It's wide open territory. The carpenters build things that go in to make it possible for the plumbers, the heat and air guys, the electricians. All those guys wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for the carpenters. Why they haven't made carpenters have all these licenses like they do them in Oklahoma especially, I don't know. Maybe they do in other states, but that's never been the case here. But is it worth it to be a carpenter? Absolutely. When I was growing up, some of the kids I went to school with looked down on, their parents were a lawyer or a doctor, and that's fine. My dad was a heat and air man. Back then, even all the way to today, the mentality is back in the 70s and the 80s. People look down on the trades. Well, if that guy's standing there holding a street sign out here on the highway saying stop and go during a construction stopping process where they're working on power lines or whatever, he's probably making more money than the dad who's a lawyer or a doctor, or just as much. I mean, look at their trucks. They're driving real nice trucks. Those guys get paid dearly just to hold a stop sign and wear a green or an orange vest or whatever. That's just in the trades. That's not a carpenter. But we do deserve recognition. We've built this world that we live in, and thank God I learned the trade, or I would not be able to be doing what I'm doing here, which is my bucket list. We've been wanting to do this for years. We were going to wait years, and I was going to be older when I ended up doing this. I'm 57 now. I'm not a retired carpenter. I still own my own remodeling and construction business. And I work, both on residential and commercial projects at this time. I'm totally perfectly fine with just doing nothing but commercial. And that's where the market is right now. It's in commercial carpentry, drywall, trim, build outs, metal stud framing, as well as wood stud framing, door installations, hardware installations, windows, siding, all that stuff is a wide open territory for young people that want to work hard and, be somewhat independent. That's also been a plus in my trade, is that I'm independent. But anyways, what this video is about today is it's about what we're doing on our house to improve. And there's going to be a lot of them. So let's step into it. Let's go. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. We got our mark here, and what we're doing here is just taking this real simple little pattern, and we did the same thing up there on the overhang on this, but we're taking this, just getting right up in here. We've already got a mark here. You see where I marked it? Then come back and cut them. Right there. There it is.
finish that mark off. Just double check it. Just double check it. One more time, we'll double check it. Should stay pretty consistent at 2 foot. There it is. 24.
Turn this transit off.
So now we're going to start from this end and work our way down that way, cutting off those rafter tails. Still got one more barge rafter here to put in. It's going to be a 2x8 just like those, and I'm going to get my scaffolding out here and get all set up here so I can do all that. As you can see, this end's a little bit higher than the other end, so the elevation down here, that's what they call it, the elevation. Just like as we shot in when we did the house, is higher than up here. That's our overhang. See our secondary roof. We got to put a barge rafter in there, 2x8, as our outside rafter. All right, how's that? We could do a chainsaw on this, you know, hacksaw Jim Dugan it, where it looks like it's Hacksaw Valley. Skill saw's a lot better. Yeah. I couldn't do that. Huh. That's how we do it.
All right, well, that was Bruce and I in action. we were cutting the rafter tails and we put up all the sub-fascia, the 2x6. We use 2x6 in this case. And Bruce suggested that I build the pattern block, which worked out great for this job. Just go down through there and just mark them and just leave them running wild, and then just cut them off, all the excess. And go down through there and keep your sub-fascia needs to be as straight as it can be, because your actual fascia, which in this case is a 1x8, actual 1 inch thick by I think 7.5 inches actual height, tall LP Smart sides, is going to go over that fascia or sub-fascia, and then the decking and the metal edging and all that's going to go over that, and then of course the metal roofing. So that's how we did it this time, and of course this is the carpenter's house, but this ain't my first rodeo as far as building a house, so there's several different ways to do it, but in this case it's kind of necessary that we did it that way. So it worked out good. It worked out real good. We didn't have to go back and fix a bunch of things or straighten anything out, because we used that pattern, and we're able to just be happy with it, and we know that we can get that fascia board down through there just like we did on the addition, to go down there nice and straight. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Our next video, like I said, is probably going to be about the fascia and the roof deck going on. So we hope to see you again. Come back and see us.